All right, Corey, for the last time, do it.
This podcast is brought to you and empowered by Sunday Cool. Watch or listen here.
Empowered!
I feel empowered.
I'm trademarking that.
You should.
That's mine. No other guest can ever say that.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks for everything.
Thanks.
And we're live. Am I on your Snap, Corey? Corey, you want to plug your Snap right now?
Yeah.
Plug it. What's your username?
I don't want to plug it, bro. I don't need that in my life. But I do want to show all my friends that
Absolutely. Yeah.
this is something really unique and cool that I get to do.
What?
What?
Huh?
I was just taking a video of Andy's warm-up routine.
Right, give me real quick. No,
Gotcha.
you didn't do it. No, show me.
Got it. That's good, right? Oh, perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Check.
You were flying in style. Falling in style. Dang it. Freak.
What's that from?
Toy Story. What's wrong with me today? I can't even quote Toy Story today.
Dude, there's like 4 Toy Story movies.
Yeah, they're making more.
I've only seen one.
What?
I've only seen
Number
the
2 is
original.
the best one.
Yeah, I've only seen the original.
That's insane.
That's just who I am, though. 90s kid. The originals.
The second one came out in the 90s.
I've only seen the first Incredibles.
That's okay. The first Incredibles, second one's nowhere as good.
Really. What's another one that they... Nemo 2?
Finding Dory.
Finding
yeah.
Dory.
I've only seen the first one.
That's
Second one's
okay.
pretty good.
But you got to see Toy Story 2, dude. Toy Story 2 is awesome.
Listen to this lady. You just have to listen. She was on Italy? Italy's Got Talent?
Yeah. Italy got itty.
Italy got itty, what? Yo, listen to this. The one person captioned it as, this chick is going to wake up our ancestors. Listen.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Bro.
That's good enough.
What is the genre of that? I couldn't even
It's Nordic.
That's great, dude. That literally makes me feel like I'm on the edge of like a cliff in an ocean.
Yeah,
and it's like
dude.
the ocean's calling me. It's like that's
Called
cool.
Can you imagine though your roommate like practicing? Like that's all you hear.
I don't know if that terrifies me or makes me feel peaceful. It's a little bit of both, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called Earth Melodies.
It does.
Earth Melodies. That checks out.
By Ekaterina Shelahova.
Say it again with more confidence.
Ekaterina Shelahova.
Now without looking at it.
Now, and with an Italian accent.
Ekaterina Shelahova.
Hey. Ekaterina Shalahova!
Sounds like you're just yelling at your neighbors in Italy. We're back, baby. We're back. Lily, how you doing?
Good.
Now Lily's got the flu.
Yay!
It's
Everyone's
the
got
worst.
it. I would honestly, as a husband, I don't think I would allow that to happen in my home. Like, I don't know why. I mean, I'm not personally attacking you, but it just feels like you allowing your kids and your wife to get sick.
Yeah.
Seems just like you're not really protecting them.
I just want them to like need me.
Reliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? Munchausen by proxy?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just keep them sick.
So I went
Smart.
to a playground. I looked every single handrail, and I went home and just kissed all my girls.
Come here, honey.
Oh, I hope you don't get sick.
Dude, I think
It's all a
out
matter
of
of time.
every family I know, your family might take the top of the cake for
The
Being
most
sick all
cursed.
the
for
time?
the sickness. Yeah.
The most
Dude.
cursed, dude.
It's that house.
Curse continues. We will have to see if your guys' health improves immediately as soon as you move out of the house.
Watch us move on to like an Indian burial ground, and it just gets worse.
Yeah. That's perfect, though. That's exciting. That's what makes life
You know what?
exciting.
I don't know. I'm excited. Speaking of that, though,
You're moving?
One
yeah,
day. We all are.
Oh.
Really.
Yeah.
Aren't all of us? A little bit?
There was like a cicada or a giant cricket or something outside
Mm-hmm.
the girls' window last night when we were putting them to bed. And
Loud?
It was so loud and it was lasting forever. And then it stopped, and then it jumped up and hit the window. And Lily goes, "What was that?" I said, I mean, probably just the bug we just heard. She's like, you don't think it was a skinwalker, do you? I said, no. I'm like, why would you even say that? She's like, because they're scary, and I'm scared of that. There's a skinwalker out there. Like,
Skinwalkers are scary.
Bug.
Skinwalkers are scary. I'm scared. Exo facto, there's a skinwalker outside. That's great.
Yeah.
What would you do if you faced a skinwalker? Face to face. Middle of the woods.
Probably die.
Would you give up?
Yeah.
I think if like I saw something like that,
Yeah.
like me mentally wouldn't give up. I think my body would probably just shut down. I don't think it would
Just
be like
freeze.
I don't think it would be like a voluntary thing. I think it was just like it would cease to function properly.
Yeah.
Are you a fight or flight?
I don't know. I mean, I've been in situations and I like in the middle of the night where I'll hear something like I'm certain someone just opened our front door or something, and I immediately just rush out there. Like, so it's like not like I don't know.
I don't think that's something any man would admit if flight is his immediate reaction to something.
I'm a fly.
I'm a flight.
Yeah, no.
There's no,
Yeah, we
there's
said
no
men,
chance
not
though.
boys.
Like if you actually thought something like if someone banged on your door.
No, I'm saying in the context of like if I'm by myself in the woods and I hear something, I'm taking off.
Well, that's just smart.
That's flight.
I think there's something in me that just like
I don't think that's like a real
Like,
fight or flight
just-
scenario.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it
Like
would
if you're
just
cornered.
If you're walking in the woods and someone goes,
Yeah, see.
I'm going
Okay.
Looney Tunes.
If-
no, because I think
if-
running is scarier
Yeah,
at
if
that
the
point.
thing
It's like
is-
I'm just gonna bunker down and die
Actually, I'd rather
probably,
go,
but I'll go.
Hey! Get out here! Hey, bear!
Hey, bear! Hey, bear! Hey, oh, river!
Hey, oh, river!
Dude, I'm the biggest like runner of all time. We were trying to turn this like old water tank on in Georgia, and my friend was like going to mess with it, knowing there's probably wasps underneath it, and I didn't even know what was happening. I wasn't paying attention, and one of my friends started running. I just started running behind him. I had no idea. He was like, "Why are you running?" I was like, "I don't know. You started running."
I ran at you last night. You didn't run, so maybe you're
Yeah,
tougher than you think.
But look at you.
I know.
Aw.
Do you know how fast he is?
Oh, he's very fast.
Dude, I was leaving and he said, "Thanks for the hug." I said, "Come hug me." And dude, like I didn't know he
Just
could
like
move
10
like
o'clock
that.
at night, just sprinting at him.
Dude, it was like
I might
shockingly quick.
I might run away from that in the woods.
Yeah.
I would be a terrifying thing just to see in the middle of the woods and just be really out of context.
The camp rules version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see you running through the woods and sneak up on someone, but have like all the eye paint on,
Dude,
with the beard.
red feather.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
red
you
feather
saw
paint.
my face painted that one time I painted it with the
Yeah.
girls, if you saw that, what would you do?
Oh, I mean, I would immediately just try to attack you because I was like,
and
this guy's here for my
singing-
blood.
And I was singing just like that lady.
Dude, that's the thing. It's like, can I join you? Dude, she was so talented.
That was cool.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That bass was like part of the song, right? Like
Yeah,
that, like
yeah.
the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so intense.
I don't
Hopefully it
love
doesn't get
that
flagged.
You took my bit, but that was cool.
What was your bit?
That I show a reel. You
Oh.
kind of jumped the gun a little bit. but-
Sorry.
That's
That's okay.
We don't need it this pod. We can just
Yeah.
rest next week. We'll double up on next week, maybe.
Hey, you want a song?
Just all reels.
Yes. But challenge for you guys, listen to that song laying in bed, pitch black by yourself,
Oh, yeah.
and report back to me.
Okay.
Just a portal opens up. All my ancestors come down
Yeah.
to carry me off.
Welcome, Joshua. We've been waiting.
Are you ready?
I mean,
Get loose.
I am ready, but the thing is, it's just there's a lot of stuff on our mind, obviously. You know, there's a lot of stuff that we're dealing with. And there's a lot of things that make singing a song really difficult right now.
Well, I
Because
hope not.
there's an elephant in the room. And
What's that elephant, Andy?
is that our friend Corey is today, well, is Valentine's Day. And
Don't feel very loved today, Andy, do we?
no, because we have a little bittersweet moment because our friend Corey, 6-time podcast guest, is, well, he's moving on to new and better, bigger and better things, a new horizon, new adventures, and he's not going to be here at Sunday Cool anymore. And I know we're gonna be still friends, and I know we're gonna still hang out and still hopefully have you on the podcast. But it's just not the same. And I feel like I think we should sing about it.
Okay.
Dang it! Frick! Don't say it, Andrew.
No! Did it happen again?
No! What?
They flagged it?
Yeah.
YouTube took it down?
Yeah. Son of a gun!
Okay, not a big deal.
It's not gonna be a big deal.
Panicking.
What they could do? They can go to Spotify. They can listen to it. They can go to Patreon. They can listen.
Yeah!
And it was a really good one because it was a Fall Out Boy song. Sugar, we're going down. But maybe Sugar, we're going down.
Ooh!
Sugar, we're gonna take you down off of YouTube.
Sugar, we're gonna take you down off of YouTube. We're gonna find where you live, and we're gonna kidnap your family.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
We're going. I'm just kidding.
You can't. Go check it out. Patreon.com or Spotify. Go listen to it. It's worth it. Corey broke our hearts.
If I were a deer, would you stay? Would you stay? If I called like a turkey, would you stay in this place? Corey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Corey. 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 Why are you leaving us? We'll miss you, Corey. I'm sorry, Corey. Corey, if I change my DNA, will you just stay? Please don't leave me. We need you. Corey. We need you. Corey. No, please don't leave, Corey. Corey, please don't leave, Corey. Forever and you knew it. You shot my heart straight through with a bullet.
You guys trying to make me cry or something over here?
I hope so.
Good Lord. I'm sweating.
Dude, good. You freaking
I'm
deserve
sweating out my eyes, bro. What the heck? I've never sweated out my eyes.
That never worked out like this before.
What in the world?
You're breaking a lot of people's hearts, Corey.
Breaking a lot of people's
Golly.
hearts.
A lot of people's hearts. Let them know in the comments how much you...
How much you're disappointed in Corey.
Yep. So.
Anyways, I guess we'll move on.
We'll move on. We'll get... I mean, we all have to. We have no choice.
We have no choice. The show must go on, they say.
That's what they say. We're going to do it.
Every day gets easier.
We're gonna do it, even though it's impossible. People say to move on. We're gonna choose to do. We're gonna march forward. He's a good guy. He's a good guy, great guy. Some of the best guys I've ever seen. I've met all the guys. He's the best, but he broke our hearts. Broke him right in us. Yes.
Speaking of breaking hearts, we have a question today.
Yeah.
Same old.
Are you sure you want to do this? Because I know this is a big one.
I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I know.
But every single person that comments about the questions, they're like, please continue doing these questions.
We have had an overwhelming response of,
I've never
do not stop this segment.
I've never read a comment that's like, please stop this gaslighting question thing. It's cringe and we don't like it. I typically skip past it. We've never received a comment like that.
And once we do, maybe we will.
Maybe we'll consider it.
Maybe we'll consider it. But right now.
But it's our obligation, our duty
Yeah.
to answer these questions. Stop.
Corey, please.
So today's question, sent in by a viewer. Corey, do you back the blue?
This is a podcast, so you gotta like use your mouth. You can't.
Corey,
just,
do you back the blue?
Yes or no?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That's. See, you think you think you try to leave on finish strong, leave
You
on a
think
good
you'd
note,
finish strong, Corey?
Yeah.
leave
but
on a
you
good
finish-
note.
You're leaving on a really bad note. Really bad note, because obviously blue stands for boys leaving us empty. And it applies to so many things, Andy. It applies
Absolutely.
to a boy over there
Leaving us empty.
leaving us empty. We're also referring to all the soldiers that leave their families behind.
Yep, and leave them empty-hearted.
They go to war for us.
Yep.
To fight for our country and our freedom.
Yeah.
I didn't peg you for the kind of person who doesn't support the troops.
I support that.
How about apparently? Oh, so you support them leaving their families empty? You support yourself leaving us empty, our hearts empty, and our hearts broken? How dare you?
To never come back.
I think of it as
Oh,
they're leaving people empty to keep our hearts filled.
that makes no sense.
If you think about it,
They leave
I
it
am.
empty
That
Yep.
doesn't make sense.
like,
to fill it with sadness, I guess.
Hey, grow up without a father, guys. That's not a big deal. Hey, mom's got to go off to war. See you never.
Bye.
Corey, I fully support that.
Are you kidding me?
That's
Yeah.
literally looked just like you and sounded just like you, Corey.
but when they come home, how
No.
If they come back home, sometimes they don't.
Yeah, dude.
And don't act.
but
And
don't
you're
act like when
okay
you
with
walk out that door, you're coming back here. You're all for leaving us boys empty.
You're leaving us empty, Corey.
I got nothing left to give.
You're leaving the millions and millions of people that love this part of the show empty.
but what happens when I come back?
You're
Like-
not.
Like Brett Favre retired.
What do you
and
mean,
then
but?
But then he unretired. Same thing with Tom Brady. They loved that.
I don't even know who these politicians are that you're talking about.
I just love the fact that he just compared himself to Tom Brady.
Yeah, who? Yeah, what?
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
digging a hole, dude.
Tom Brady, the divorcee?
Ooh.
The divorcee quarterback who broke his children's hearts by leaving in their mother?
But how admirable. He just wanted to be a winner.
Okay.
Wow.
I guess you guys heard it here first. Corey doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about people's hearts. He doesn't care about their feelings. Whatever. Welcome show, I guess. Dang. This is stupid.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. Does it empty your mind?
You learn martial arts! Ninjas attack!
Well. The Sunday Cool Slammer's back in the building. And I know there's a lot of you that have been wondering, watching, listening, thinking, Sunday Cool Slammer, where have you been? Well, let me be honest. I've been traveling the world, you see, stepping foot in all 438 of countries on God's green earth. And to be honest, I've had a great time learning about cultures and whatnot. But I've got to tell you something, because I've traveled from California to Cancun, from New York City to New Brunswick, and there's one thing that's very clear. The people of this world, all humanity herself, are being forced to wear greasy, scratchy, uncomfortable t-shirts. And I'm here to put an end to it. You see, I'm issuing a challenge to every man, woman, and child out there who thinks wearing uncomfortable t-shirts is a good idea. I'm challenging you to a one-on-one steel cage match at SummerSlam. If you choose to accept this challenge, be prepared for 3 things. Number 1, be ready. Because when you come in contact with this super soft gear, not only will you feel at first like you're being cradled in a warm cloud of cotton candy, Before you know it, you're gonna be knocked out and overcome with comfortability. Number 2, when the shock is faded and you're standing there wondering where your mama is, guess what? This size 8.5 boot is gonna come across your chin so fast you're gonna wonder no longer why Sunday Cool offers a 72-hour turnaround. Number 3, when you're laying there dazed and confused on the mat, looking up to your Lord asking, save me, bam! You're gonna get hit with the fact that guess what? We do everything fully custom. Just like a 1, 2, 3 jab, we're gonna make you stand out from all the rest, turning your design dreams into a beautiful reality. Now I wanna finish with this. I don't care if you're the king of Kentucky. I don't care if you're the Prince of Pompeii. If you choose not to go to SundayCool.com and order your t-shirts right now, then get ready to face the wrath of Sunday Cool Slammer laying the hammer down. Yeah!
Was that good? You like that? All right.
I don't want to be here anymore.
Stupid, I'm done.
No, you just want to yell something.
No, you're still yelling. What if we were going to an interview?
That's my favorite Tim Robinson sketch.
It's the best.
Oh, Corey, we are joking. We love you.
We love you, dude.
Hey, listen, this isn't going to be in the pod. He's going to obviously cut this out because we're just joking around. We actually cannot wait for you to leave because we're bringing the person we're bringing in.
I've heard so much better.
Yeah,
more handsome,
taller even.
Yeah,
and this person literally shoots a deer every year, not catches a deer. Shoots a deer every year.
No, you're right. They do. They catch a deer.
Yeah,
they don't even
with their
use
bare
weapons.
hands. Exactly.
Yeah,
Because it's humane.
I don't do that. So I mean, the guy coming in is just going to be
or girl
or female.
I don't know yet.
You know,
hold on, pump the brakes. We don't hire women at Sunday Cool.
You know,
everyone knows that.
No.
Go to SundayCool.com/meet the team.
All men.
All men.
That's just kidding.
SNL joke. Norm Macdonald told that one time, and he's talking, and he's like, and it was just a very misogynistic joke, and he says, and he's like, now, because everyone hated it, and then he's like, well, what if I told you that was written by one of our female writers? Huh? How do you feel now? And then he's just like, now you don't know how to feel. And then he's like, I'm just kidding. We don't hire women.
We love women.
Yes, we do. I love one specifically, but as a general group, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot of crazy stuff has happened since our last podcast.
A lot, almost too much.
And I would say, there's going to be something else that's going to happen as soon as we're done filming this podcast.
100%.
Guaranteed. You guys are so behind.
Yeah,
I know. Someone's like, someone literally complaining that like we're like a week behind. I'm like, because we can't just turn us around in an hour.
It's 3 of us.
3 people, and we're trying to do the best we can.
No, but as soon as we filmed the last week's podcast, it was hours after we stopped filming the plane crash in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Dude. People, no, I have a video. Did you see the guy in the video? He's like, my uncle was stuck in a drive-through.
Yeah.
When this thing went down. And I was like, no way. The dude's at the drive-through. The menu is there, and he pans
like
over
a
week. A block away. It's literally this huge place just on fire from the plane crash.
No.
It's wild, man.
It's insane. That was a scary one.
Yeah, and everyone is thinking the exact same thing. All the comments are saying, like, I'm just scared to travel now. Are they trying to get us to be scared to travel? Like, and it's like, I'm so glad other people are thinking these things.
Yeah. But it wasn't even the Philadelphia. There's multiple plane crashes and different incidences.
Yeah.
There's like a
emergency landing for one.
Yeah. There's one where this dude's phone battery caught on fire in a plane, so they had to evacuate the plane.
Yeah.
There was a plane that crashed on the highway or in a building in California, and then one crashed in a building in Hawaii. There was this one happened a couple of months ago, but the Azerbaijan plane, and then the South Korean plane.
Yep.
Do you hunt for this stuff, or is it just coming through your feed?
All algorithm.
Yeah,
really?
It's seriously. It's absolutely, and everyone commenting, not even in America, they're like, what is happening in America right now? It's kind of a big deal.
Do you almost feel like we're like playing into it as we talk about it every week? Like there's something else. Like, I don't know if they're trying to get us to forget about North Carolina or California.
You guys were looking at the plane crash.
I mean,
this is what was really happening.
But really, though, like, how is this out of nowhere all this stuff starts happening?
Dude, I saw a thing where it was like the past like 5 months, there was a plane crash on the 29th of like the past 5 months.
Oh, wow.
It was like...
Well, the director
Weird.
of the FAA resigned like days before the DC plane crash. And from what I saw, it's hard to say what's true, what's not. But apparently there's a lot of security, or they're like don't have as many employees for like air traffic control, stuff like that. And so it's like security measures are going down or being overlooked. And so that's why we're having a bunch of these.
They say that's the most stressful job in the world. It's been like ranked at some point in time.
They've never been on Ninjas and Butterflies.
They've never
video editors
been on a podcast.
Video editing is in the top 5 too, which I read that one time on one website.
What if you video edit a bunch of kittens?
Did you hear about one of the pilots that was on Rebecca? That was on the Black Hawk?
Oh, how she was with Biden?
She was a Biden White House aide, and they scrubbed her social media accounts before releasing her name.
Dude.
It's very weird.
It's strange. It's like, okay, if there's nothing weird about it, then don't be weird about it, you know? Like, don't leave these weird trails behind you. But like, yeah, look at that. That's the guy caught in the drive-thru.
Dude, that is insane.
I mean, less than a block away.
It was right there.
Right there. Ordering just a cheeseburger, dude.
People are saying it seemed more like a missile than anything because of how fast it was going.
Yeah.
And it's like, it left like this giant crater.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks like, I mean, it was just one of those, what are they, Lear jets or something? Just a small thing. But it looked like it was like full throttle down, dude. It was like,
but they said it was twice as high as it normally is supposed to be at that time of night with those conditions. And I don't think we talked about where it took off from last week.
Where? Kansas City, right?
The embassy thing that we were talking about when the Saudi Arabia embassy.
Oh, you're talking about the DC crash.
Yeah, sorry, the DC, DC crash. Yeah,
the helicopter took off from there, right?
Yeah. It's super strange, man. That's like, I don't know, it's crazy.
Really sad with the Philadelphia one because it was a little girl who just gotten medical help from Mexico. Did you hear that?
No, that's terrible.
There's like this little girl. She had this like very rare disease, and she got sponsorship to get treatment in America, and they treated her. And I think she was on her way back potentially to Mexico. So it was her mom, doctor, nurse, and a pilot, and just took off. And
that is crazy. How is this happening?
I hate that.
It's terrible.
How is it becoming normal?
I don't know.
That's the scary thing. Yeah, it's just such a wild time, dude. Planes are scary right now.
Dude,
it really did make me think, like, I don't really want to get on a plane anytime soon.
You're flying in a couple of weeks. Be careful.
Uh-oh.
Back a parachute.
So if you're a video editor, have a resume queued up, ready to go.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, seriously, get on that.
Do you guys mind turbulence?
I hate turbulence.
Once I saw the Jello mold thing, like the representation of like how what turbulence is, it completely cured all of my. I don't care at all now. I used to be terrified because it's just like, how to feel during those moments, but it's such a no crashes on record have ever been caused by turbulence.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's never a turbulence issue.
Dude, it only bugs me when I'm landing. Like, I'm fine as we descend, but when you're like coming down, like the flight that we were on where the plane was
freaking sideways,
literally
dude.
Sideways, dude. Like I
looked at the window,
I'm like, yeah.
Really? I get real tense during the landings. I had a hard landing when we were going to Montana, and it was like to the point where everyone like screamed. It was wild, dude. Really? I've never experienced that before, and that was like, I get really tense with those things.
Hey, when did we stop clapping?
I do it as a joke now. Like, it's so funny. I did it in a movie theater recently too.
Is that actually a thing? I've never been on a flight, I don't think.
Dude, I promise you, when I was a kid, the flights I went on, they always clapped.
Yeah. I've done it where they have like really rough flights and then they land and then they clap because it's like everyone's like, oh, thank goodness. Good job.
It's probably all the automation. It's like basically not the pilot doing it anymore.
Speaking of crashes, have you ever heard of the Roswell of Texas?
The Roswell of Texas? No.
The Roswell incident of Texas.
No.
This happened in 1897, and this supposed UFO crashed in Aurora, Texas, 50 years before Roswell.
Yeah. Okay.
And 5 years before the Wright brothers had a plane.
Oh, gee. So this was
weird.
like big
So
time weird.
It was a craft.
Yeah. Wow.
And what happened was, so Aurora, Texas, super duper small town in Texas, and just had all these troubles. Like they had like a weasel infestation to where the crops were destroyed, and there was a point where like this disease broke out, killed a lot of people. And it got so bad to where the train tracks, they basically cut off the train tracks. Like, we're not going to Aurora anymore because it's desolate.
Like they actually cut them off.
They diverted the train tracks, basically.
Whoa.
And it got so small to where the post office was even like, it's so small. There's only like 100 people there. We're not even going to deliver mail there anymore. So a nobody kind of town.
Yeah.
Just desolate. Barely anybody lived there. But there was one early morning to where multiple witnesses, and we're thinking of Aurora, Texas, where it's like 50 to 100 people.
Yeah.
Multiple witnesses saw this. They called it a cigar-shaped, metallic-looking UFO humming overhead. And so there's one story where there's this rancher and his son. They went out to go herd the cattle that one morning, and they heard this loud humming noise, like, and overhead they just saw this giant cigar-shaped craft go right over them, and they've never seen a flying machine in their life, right? And so they're like, what the heck? And then all of a sudden they heard like it went off in the distance, and you hear and they saw like a fireball and stuff. A couple other witnesses saw it, but what happened was this cigar-shaped, we'll call it a UFO, hit the local judge's windmill on his property and just exploded. And then when people came across the scene, upon the scene? Yeah.
That works.
Across in a pond.
I like that.
He crossed a pond?
He crossed a pond. But they report there was a humanoid-like creature that was half the size of a man that was basically obliterated. But they said it wasn't human, but it was human-like and half the size of a man. But then they also reported that there was like a notebook, and then on the craft there was strange hieroglyphic writings and stuff.
Dude, why does that keep popping back up?
I know, right? This is 1897, mind you.
Yeah. That's
Like
crazy.
before the UFO stuff was really a craze.
Yeah, for sure.
But what they ended up doing was supposedly they took this body and gave him a Christian burial in their graveyard.
No way.
And they put but they also took parts of the craft and put it in the same hole.
Dig them up.
Well, yeah, where I'm getting there. And then the rest of the craft, they apparently threw down the judge's well. And that was kind of the end of the story for forever. And it actually got like no media attention, because during the same time in 1897 and 1896, all throughout California and Nevada, basically all these western states were reporting seeing giant metallic-looking ships that were shining lights down on like towns and stuff, and then just taking off.
All the same type of thing.
All the same type of thing.
Man.
Some people even reported them like coming off the craft, and like one person said that, yeah, they came off the craft and that they said that they're from an ancient civilization that lives in the North Pole. And so it got this weird attention.
Antarctica? Yeah.
Dude, that is terrifying.
Or the Arctic, yeah.
Scary.
But there was just a lot of it's 1890s, right? So it's like, well, okay. And so the Aurora, Texas thing got no media coverage. Like, it was just like, boom, nothing.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until the 70s where this investigative journalist went out there, and he's like, I want to know more about this story. So he went and he's like, he brought a metal detector, and he went over the supposed grave of this alien being, and it was like dinging, ding, 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 ding. And he's like, can we dig it up? Can we get a team out here to dig it up? And just this old town, they're like, no, you're not allowed to dig up anything. That's disrespectful to the bodies and stuff.
Yeah, of course.
So it was just left there. And then he went and interviewed all the people that were kids at the time that saw the thing. He's like, it happened. And then it wasn't until I believe 2008 someone else went out to investigate this, and they went to the supposed judge's farm where it hit the windmill.
Yeah.
And I believe his grandson or great grandson now lived on that property. And he asked about, is there anything weird? He's like, ever since that incident happened on our farm, we've not been able to grow anything. And he said, and our family has had just these terrible sicknesses.
No way.
And he said a lot of doctors compared it to like radiation poisoning.
Weird.
And so what they ended up doing was sealing off the well, because he's like, I think it's the well water, because I was told that there's pieces of craft in it. And since then, nothing's been solved from it. A lot of people say it was just a big hoax to bring attention to Aurora, Texas.
Yeah.
But it's like there was a lot of just weird coincidences. And this is 1897.
Yeah. Small town like that, too. Those people were talking like crazy.
Yeah.
That's messed up, man. That's so scary.
My thing, I'm like, there was one specific thing that I'm just like, this is a weird thing to say. In the article, this is the article. It's like, talks about the whole, it's this tiny little article from 1897.
Yeah.
But the eyewitnesses report this thing moving about 12 miles an hour before it hit the windmill, like it was slowing down.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I wonder when the first blimp was made.
Yeah.
Right? And I found the only thing I could find was this dude built the first blimp in the early 1900s, like the first couple of years. But this is what it looked like. That was the first blimp.
That checks out, dude.
Looks like a little cigar.
And then...
And they were known for blowing up when something went wrong.
Yeah. But then I'm like, how fast is it? Or how fast did that first blimp move? Literally verbatim, it says the first blimp in America was called the California Arrow. And it said it could reach a speed of 12 miles per hour. And I'm like...
Go.
So what's your theory? That it was a blimp?
I don't know. Because I'm like, well, if it's a blimp,
yeah,
then why are they reporting seeing a half humanoid figure, half the size, and then reporting hieroglyphics? But they said it wasn't like, because this blimp was made out of a silk material. They said that this material, they actually got it tested, and it was iron. They said it was light and looked like aluminum, like the whole thing. It was like hard metal.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, could there have been, this is crazy. I wonder how far back, like this whole Skunk Works hidden craft that the U.S. government is producing, how far it actually goes back.
Yeah. I mean, at one point, we watched, what was that samurai show on Hulu? Shogun. You look at that, like how they try like using cannons and using like, everyone tried to have a one-up on one another. And so like that's been going on for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Is what can we do to beat out everyone else? And so if that's the case, and you have these long history of these wealthy families, the Rockefellers, all this stuff, like it's going to happen. These things are going to get passed down.
Dude, what if it was just math? Like on the side of the blimp.
I know,
and
right?
it's
Like
people
it's
from
like,
1900s. It's like,
you know, like
literally
weather calculations.
Yeah, they're like that makes no sense.
There's a bunch of farm kids from homeschool farm kids from Texas. They're like, why don't they work those scratchers? And it's like, that's literally just words. Those are just, that's just.
Turns out it was just a really short pilot too.
Yeah, that's a square root. That's what that symbol means.
It's just I'm like, it's just a crazy story.
Yeah.
It's like, it was something, but it looks just like this blimp.
Mm-hmm.
But
and
where does the North Pole come into play?
That was a different incident that happened in California, which this thing was made in California, but this incident happened in Texas.
Yeah.
So that just got me thinking. I'm like, I would wonder. I mean, everything was kind of like word of mouth and just newspapers back then.
Yeah.
So like, I wonder if there's just a bunch of dudes trying to invent a blimp.
Could be,
dude. But like a windmill, those things aren't that tall. Like, how low was this thing at?
Well, if it's coming down, crashing, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Also, if it was just a person, then imagine him like in heaven looking at like his report in the newspaper. It's like short humanoid looking person. It's like, I'm a man, all right? Respect the dead.
I'm 5'5". Like, it's not that crazy.
Sorry, I'm not tall, dark, and handsome.
Just a short king, pioneer of flight.
Dude, I mean, John Wayne alone, like I went and saw his little at the Chinese theater in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Dude, his feet were probably this big.
That's crazy.
Little tiny baby boots, dude. It was crazy.
That's I think that's my favorite bit from the pre-roll that you wrote in there, your shoe size.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's like, my 8.5. I got bigger shoes than him. Like, it was a joke, people. Come on.
No man has 8.5.
I would like to think
Or
that
9.5.
there is a skunk works of some sort that goes back way past what we know.
Let's go into deep diving on that. Like, that'd be kind of a cool.
I mean, think of the progression of flight, right? You had the
Yeah.
Wright brothers in 1905, and then
1969, we go to the moon. It's like,
that's insane.
it's crazy.
We've never flown ever,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, within 60 years, we're going to the moon.
And we have just like normal air travel. Like, it's not a big deal. It is crazy. Like, the leap of knowledge is wild. And
Yeah.
yet we can't go back to the moon.
A lot of people say it's because of these wreckage alien ships that we're able to reverse engineer and progress our aerospace.
I mean, it makes sense. It's like, I imagine whenever I'm dumb, but like, imagine like just looking at all this stuff and like, oh, yeah, why couldn't we use this? Like, it's just something that they've, two chemicals put together. I don't know. Like, just, oh, yeah, this makes sense. Like, why wouldn't we use this?
I mean,
and if they've just gotten to that knowledge faster.
I mean, and knowledge is like exponential too. Like, think about being a kid who's like see someone throw a paper airplane and you can't figure out how to fold one, and then someone gives you one.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, and then you're making 100 different variations, folding wings to do different things. So it's like,
Yeah,
once
you do so much with paper, but then you see someone use it as a plane. You're like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah.
If you could go back in time, let's just say let's call it 1000 BC.
Okay. What's happening in 1000 BC?
Yeah,
What's the
give me
world
like
look like?
Give me
Dinosaurs.
A scene. What?
1000 BC. And you go back and you can bring and just drop one piece of technology or something, one thing. What would you bring?
My MySpace page.
Oh, that's so good. What's one item that I bring back and like drop and then come back to my current time?
Yeah.
That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
See like the ripple effect. Oh,
It'd have to be funny because if you did, I mean, you bring like a weapon, like the world isn't the same when you get back.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. What is it? I think some movie already did it, but like a Rubik's Cube or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like Silo, they kind of have like those artifacts.
The Pez.
Yeah, the Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
Something like so simple, but to them, they would be like, this is ancient technology.
Dude, Rubik's Cubes freak me out. That's actually my reel today. Is a world record on the Rubik's Cube. It messes with my head. I've never solved one.
What would yours be?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe like a whoopee cushion or something.
Okay. So we're just doing something fun.
I mean,
I
I would love to bring
whatever
like
you
a cell phone, like a fully charged cell phone.
Yeah.
Like an iPhone. Just drop it.
That would be
like-
nuts, dude. That'd be so
Or a
crazy.
if you brought a camera, like a
I was gonna
Polaroid,
say
and they
camera.
click it, and they're like, ah!
What is this?
He's escorting my soul!
Dude, I'd bring one of those like those sticky mouse pads just to watch.
Oh.
I would just bring Silly Putty.
Yeah.
Just a.
Oh, the fart slime?
Yeah,
Was it GAC? Is that what it was?
I don't know. GAC is it like
I think
the
that's
brand?
the brand
Oh, I
from
don't
like.
know.
I would
My
do a
childhood.
Polaroid camera.
Yeah,
That's
that
good.
would be cool.
Imagine they're just doing like a
They didn't
like
have
an archaeological dig, and they just see like the pharaoh, just like
For real.
I bet this.
I love that. You seen AI do that, like with Moses? Like,
Oh, yeah,
it's
yeah.
so cool.
They didn't even have mirrors back then, right? They were like polishing metal to
Yeah.
try to get it.
It'd be like those bears that when they put a mirror in the forest and then like the gorillas walk in front of it. Like that's
Yeah.
exactly what it would feel like.
Dude, they get ticked.
A mirror would be pretty crazy, like a really nice mirror.
Yeah.
They'd be
They
like,
think
"What?"
they would think it's a portal.
Yeah.
They're like looking into an alternate reality.
Do you got one?
I'm trying to think of something that like they like it involves a lot of different pieces.
Yeah, because to me, it's like a drone would be cool, but it's like, what's something that's gonna really like actually change their life?
Like a
Death Star Lego set.
that would be sick. We'd be on Star Wars 100 by now.
Yeah.
That makes me wonder, like, if there are time travelers, like people who have done certain things in the past, like if you were ever to alternate time like that, people just drop things, they write things on walls.
Tell you, the plane stuff is the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
The progression of flight.
Is 1000 BC like Are they carving stuff in rocks?
No, they're more progressed than that.
Yeah.
Rice was cultivated in Vietnam for the first time.
But like, are they like pen and paper? Like
Like
where
the
are we at?
papyrus and stuff.
What is that?
Like just like the old school paper.
Yeah.
It's the Avatar font.
Really weird. Do you guys hear the FBI was doing a nuclear war training
Yeah.
When?
this past month?
Yeah.
Yeah, literally, like it just got announced in Albany. They're just doing like FBI is running a full testing and training for nuclear events.
Was
in
that like in
America,
St. Louis or something?
Albany?
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. That was for the Madrid fault line.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's like, to me, that's like, wow, that's scary. But apparently it happens like every other year.
Oh, really?
But it's like, well, then say that at the beginning. Let
yeah.
people know that that's happening on a regular basis. So when they see that headline, I don't freak out.
Dude, did you see the ship, the USS Preble?
Yes, with the laser.
Yeah. This is actually a thing now. Firing.
Okay, I'll send it to you guys.
They released a clip of the ship firing the Helios laser weapon, and apparently it's able to. It has two modes. One is disarm, and one is like completely annihilate. It's literally a laser off the front of the ship, and it can the lower mode just like will short circuit like electronics.
Okay. Yeah, U.S. Navy releases footage of Helios laser weapon.
Okay, so
Helios?
explain to me like I'm a child. What does a laser do? In that case, what is it doing? You're saying it's shorting like electrical equipment? It's like sending just a mass amount of energy?
Like if there's a missile coming, it could shoot the missile and it like disarms it electronically and it just falls out of the sky.
Which they've had that tech for a long time. They've talked about being able to disarm bombs from satellites and stuff like that or whatever, stuff from above. But what's crazy is that was just like a kind of like not seen little like this thing is a full-blown Death Star looking thing.
Like the DEWs we've been talking about.
So it could blow something up if it got like overheated.
Oh,
like the ray gun.
And it's high enough too to where I don't think you're like overheating it. I think you're just going boom, like
just obliterating it.
Does that not look a little fake though?
I mean, doesn't everything now?
I mean, it's shot.
Yeah,
in
but
the,
it's just like,
what do you call it? The ultraviolet, whatever. Because you can't just see the laser with your naked eye.
Oh,
my eyes are never naked.
I didn't think about that. So that is essentially invisible.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
I knew that.
All lasers.
Yeah, this is, and it looks fake, but I mean, CBS News, USA Today, UPI.com, like all these are all talking about it. Like,
so it's real.
Yeah, it's
you
real.
know, there's so much stuff out there that I just want to see, man. Like Tony Stark, give us a whole expo showing us everything that we've ever come up with.
They're working on things and they're testing things all the time. I know we normally go to an ad, but I got to tell the story real quick. We've been talking about the fog, right? And everybody's freaking out about the amount of fog that's going around.
Not only nationwide, worldwide.
Right. But there's a person in Florida who was like, we found this one bacteria. It means that there's actually something in the air. They're talking about chemtrails being above it. And I read this and I'm like, okay, this seems, again, I made fun of it when we talked about it like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Well, apparently in the 50s, our government ran this experiment.
This is crazy.
Cutting.
My mom actually sent this to me.
No way.
Yeah, my mom's sending me the conspiracies. I'm like, I never knew this. Thanks, Mom.
That's awesome. I'm still learning. Thanks, Mom.
It's called Operation Seaspray. In 1950, the U.S. Navy secret biological warfare experiment in which Seriata marcescens and another bacteria were sprayed over the San Francisco Bay Area in California in order to determine how vulnerable a city like San Francisco might be to a bioweapon attack. They killed 1 American and put 10 more in the hospital. This bacteria affects the gut, the respiratory issues, and the urinary tract. Now, the person who died had a pre-existing thing, and so they were trying to say, like, none of this is confirmed. But then the military confirmed in a Senate hearing that this is actually an experiment that they did. And so they weren't held liable for anything because you can't definitively correlate the introduction of the bacteria to, like, that's definitely what got this person.
Yeah.
You know, you can't say where they contracted it. But it is beyond doubt admitted that they put bacteria in the air to test if the entire San Francisco region was susceptible to a biological warfare attack.
So they're seeing if it affects them?
Yes.
Like just like biologically.
Because they were saying, well, it's this
using the coverage of fog.
This.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, can you release a chemical weapon using
artificial fog?
Yeah.
Golly, dude, this confirms like the Washington blobs. Remember that? The blobs that were found on people's lawns and people started getting sick and stuff. It's like, that's 100% what it had to have been.
Could be.
Dude, that's how is this?
So the reason they said it was okay to do is because this specific bacteria isn't bad enough to make people actually sick. They were testing a delivery system as opposed to like doing anthrax or something like that.
Give us laughing gas or something.
But
Give us something fun.
But that's what's crazy. 10 people like hospital stays and one of them died, and it's like, well, that was just a test and a risk we were willing to run. Person that had prostate,
For who?
A person had prostate surgery, and one of the bacteria was known for causing urinary tract infections.
It is either there's something sinister happening or the biggest coincidence ever that across the whole nation, people were like, dude, this is weird fog. What's up with this fog? And then 2 weeks later, this giant influenza A, influenza B, norovirus, and RSV is rampant.
Yeah.
I think over 11,000 people in the U.S. have died so far from it.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd tell so many people this was the sickest I've been in as long as I can possibly remember, just from this one strain.
The longest. Yeah, my daughter, she's on day 8 of still having a fever.
When did that start going on? Because at the beginning of the year, I was like really hurt.
All January, people have been sick,
going,
especially here.
Yeah, it's been going for a while.
Yeah, because I was like really sick.
What were your symptoms? Did you have like a fever for
Dude, it was
days?
like
You just manned up.
I'll be honest, I don't have a thermometer like on hand. So like I was just like, I feel terrible.
Get a thermometer, dude. Get a thermometer.
I'll order you.
Are those expensive?
Like $5.
Yeah, man, they're crazy expensive, but it's worth it. It'll save your life.
How are you guys an under the tongue, or are you guys don't they have like a little
Suppository.
The back side?
I do the ear.
So there's an ear one, and then there's an under the tongue, and then I think there's like this little
rectal
suppository.
That too.
You seen that?
Some heat
What is
thermometer.
the Idiocracy, the movie? The guy goes to the doctor in the future, and he's like, he hands him. He's like, all right, mouth, ear, butt. He says, wait a minute. Mouth, ear, butt.
Speaking of taking temperatures, though,
And mouth, ears, and butts.
no, we got the
We don't have to go anywhere.
go.
Yes. Yes.
Foam trucker hats.
Foam trucker hats. Take a look at our foam trucker hats.
Look at this.
Now look at that. You just looked at a foam trucker hat.
These hats are great to build for you.
Churches, teams, and companies too.
Our hats are khaki, gray, and red.
Black or blue upon your head.
Foam trucker hats.
Foam trucker hats.
They
Look
all come with adjustable snaps. Foam trucker hats.
Foam trucker hats. Sunday coolers when you get them at.
A little panda on this one.
Ooh. Little fully customizable.
Ooh. It's neon like the sky above.
Now look at this. Sunday
He's
cooler
got
come.
a gun. He's going to shoot. If you don't go, we're soon. Foam trucker hats.
Foam trucker hats.
Please don't shoot.
Foam trucker hats.
I have a wife and kids. Foam trucker hats.
Oh, man, my head is so fuzzy, Josh.
What?
I feel just brain fog, man. I just can't get into it today.
No way.
Yeah.
We're halfway through this podcast. I wish there was something that we can do. Oh, wait, there is.
Really? What is it?
Magic Mind.
No way. But it's probably filled with a bunch of junk and a bunch of ingredients. That are
It's not.
Dude.
You don't have to yell about it. I'm just saying it's probably
It's not.
unhealthy.
It's filled with really healthy ingredients.
Everyone says
Like
that,
lion's
Josh.
mane mushroom.
What? That's really healthy.
It's amazing. It's amazing for your brain, too.
I doubt it. Maybe I should try it. Oh, there's one right here by my side.
Oh, man.
Mental Performance Elixir.
Matcha green tea, agave, olive oil, passion fruit, ashwagandha, Bacopa Manina.
No way. It has Bacopa Nanina in it?
Yes.
Wow.
Which
It
we
will-
all know that's really good for your brain.
It's going to give me a sharper mind, lower stress, and probably better energy.
Probably. It
Guess
will.
there's no way to find out unless we try it.
Brain power.
Yes!
You can get your Magic Mind at magicmind.com/ninja and use the code ninja20 for 20% off your subscription, or it can also apply to 50% off your 10-day subscription.
That's a heck of a deal.
Magic Mind.
Get it now, boys. You want one?
Yeah.
Whoop.
I was just imagining.
I had
you.
mine this morning.
Alrighty. That's why you're so fresh today.
Yeah.
Thanks, Magic Mind.
Thank you, Magic Mind. Thank you, Magic Mind. Did you guys hear about that ice that fell from the sky?
In Florida.
Yeah. Do you hear about this?
No, dude.
A 6-foot chunk of ice from who knows where fell down into somebody's house in Florida.
Dude, it's got to be
Straight through the
be
roof.
the airplane theory.
Possibly. Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or the firmament.
What is that?
Don't get me started on the firmament.
Don't get me started.
Sorry, I spaced out. Where'd you say in Florida? Did you?
I don't know where in Florida, but I can look it up real quick.
It's just a bright, hot, sunny day, and all of a sudden, this 6-foot pillar of ice just goes through this person's roof.
That's crazy.
Killed everyone in there. Just
Well,
kidding.
Everyone was in one spot.
Well,
Everyone was hugging in the exact same place. It was
Different
terrible.
levels of the house. It just went straight through
Yeah.
and hit every single one.
No, everyone's fine. They lived. The roof is not fine. Speaking of roofs, our next sponsor today is. I'm just kidding. We don't have a roof sponsor.
That would
Dang,
be
I wish
cool,
we had a
though.
roof sponsor.
I wish we had a roof sponsor. Skymark.
Josh France.
Josh? Help us. Oh, Palm Coast, Florida.
Pop
Wow.
Coast?
Ooh,
Palm
here's-
Coast.
That's
Palm
way.
Coast.
That's way south.
Here's an idea. What if we got everyone to go give said roofing company a 1-star review, but if we get sponsored, we switch it.
We'll stop it.
please don't do that.
Yeah. But what you should do, this is for real.
Yeah.
Go to Sunday Cool on Google Reviews and give us 5
Yes.
stars in your best review.
Please.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That'd be great.
Speaking
Get creative.
Speaking of being great, question
Corner
with Corey. Where it's
But
the
the questions
last
are
question that he'll ever
have
ask
on his
us.
mind.
That was the wrong button. It's
It
very
worked.
loud.
Connie, a question.
Also a long gong.
It's a long gong, dude.
Hold on, that's a long gong.
Dude, I'm used to more short and medium gongs, but that's a pretty long gong, dude.
So long gong.
It's a stereotype. Plenty of long gongs.
Come along, long gong.
Come along, long gong, come along, gong, gong.
Come along, long gone. We have Tom DeLong. Hey, Tom DeLong, come
In a
along with our long
thong.
gong. We could do this all day.
What do
Just
you got?
waiting for you.
Well, you know, I was just letting you guys get it out.
Get it out of your system. They'll grow out.
Let
of
him,
it.
let him go.
Okay.
He'll grow out of it one day. This is who I am, Dad.
It's not a phase. I don't want to. It's not my dream, Dad.
So, would you rather be in a film? Would you rather be the main character in a space astronaut movie, cowboy movie, pirates, or like a wizard? So, like, what I'm thinking of, like, would you rather be the main character of like Interstellar, Pirates of the Caribbean, Star Wars, Harry Potter, like something like that?
I think I'm gravitating toward Wizard because I feel like that would be really, really fun.
I'm going Johnny Depp all day.
It's either that or a Western.
Scary though.
Yeah, some people I feel like they could probably commit too much and they don't bathe or something.
Did you guys see the? We're going back to the question.
Oh,
But
no. That was a stupid question. Go for it.
No, it was not stupid. The Boston Dynamics? They make the robots, and they said, "Why is their robot look like it's walking like Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean?" So they're just going like this.
That's hilarious.
Space. No,
but it
space is
could
scary.
be any genre. I just named a couple, but like it could be any kind of movie.
Middle Earth.
And I'm not living in this movie. I'm acting. I'm just the lead role in it.
Or are
It's a
you
job.
living?
acting. Are you
this
living?
is this is you. Like,
Dude, Wizard for sure. I want to be in the woods, have some mystical like castle or like cabin or something.
That does sound pretty dope.
Sounds great. The adventures on that.
I'm not trying to fight Voldemort.
I would get seasick with pirates immediately. I would be the worst pirate in the world. I'd just be feeding the manatees on my throw up every day.
Scabies isn't that bad.
You better start believing in ghost stories. This one. You're in one.
You have a pretty good Barbosa. I love that one. Yeah, what would you do? My second choice is Western. I feel like a cool Western would be fun.
It's a solid choice.
I feel like it would be really cool to be like Clint Eastwood, like in one of those movies, or like shoot, I forget it, but The Brothers. They just had like a Netflix documentary come out.
Oh, I don't know.
It was a Western.
Wyatt Earp and stuff, or what?
Yeah, Wyatt Earp.
Oh yeah,
like that would be.
He's
sick.
a legend. Yeah, I'll be a Huckleberry.
I would do like a mix of Western and sci-fi, like Aliens vs. Cowboys.
Yeah, that was actually a fun movie.
That was fun.
Is that with the guy from 007 in it?
Yeah, Daniel Craig.
Yeah.
You need to watch Bone Tomahawk. It's one of the most gruesome movies I've ever seen, but it's a Western.
Bone Tomahawk.
Literally, this girl gets kidnapped. This guy's wife gets kidnapped, and they're all old Western, and they get kidnapped by a bunch of cannibals who live in the hills, like native cannibals.
Yeah,
and it's the most disturbing scene I've ever seen in a movie of all time. Most violent thing I've ever seen, probably ever.
Really?
It's crazy, dude. It's wild.
Cool.
What was yours, Andrew?
Johnny Depp, Pirates.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I think it would be fun, but I literally would just get sick.
What would your spell be? Like if you're a wizard, you have to like craft your own spell.
Like a defense spell or something that like I can do
any
for me?
spell you want. Just like your first spell is to be like, wow, this is my spell.
I think
with the wand, you have to practice with the wand.
Hand me a wand.
Chopstick.
Oh, we have a wand over
Chopstick.
there. There's a wand over there somewhere. I would probably immediately
practice with that.
MTO Obalo. And it would just like empty their bowels immediately. But it would come out like
Apollo!
But it would come out at an enormously fast rate. And it would just shoot right out of their pants and everything, dude. Because one it'd be because then it would be relief, and I could also use it for like then it's extra ammo as well.
Like you're distracted.
I'm just on the toilet. MTO Obalo. That's it right there.
What would your wand be?
Ooh, I would use like a snake or something, I think.
A snake?
Yeah, because then you could just like snap it and then it would just stay straight.
Mine would
kind of like Moses a little bit.
Yeah. Mine would
dig that.
definitely be a chopstick.
Yeah, it would. It really would.
What do you mean like Moses?
Moses in Exodus, whenever he went to go talk to the Pharaoh, they told him to throw his what is it, rod? Staff down,
the staff
and
on
it
the
turned
ground.
into a snake.
Really?
It was after the Egyptian magicians had already done it, and his snake devoured theirs. And so that's always
Super symbolic.
That's always my pushback on people who don't like, magic, and they want to take like a super literal, only non-spiritual take of the Bible. It's like, what do you do with that story?
Yeah.
But
it was a figurative snake. They thought.
So was this
Nagini dinner.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Dude, if Moses talked like Voldemort.
Let my people go. The boy who lived. Come to die. Come to die.
Did you see the snake Harry let out is actually Nagini, the Horcrux later on?
What?
The snake that Harry let out in the
beginning.
zoo
Yeah.
is actually the same snake
No.
that becomes the Horcrux.
You didn't know that?
You're talking about
That's the same one. That's the one, dude. That's why I talked to him. That's why yeah, dude, that's 100% confirmed.
Yeah.
What?
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't know that.
The first movie, literally like the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
He goes, thanks.
Yeah.
Harry Potter was
Can
in a
you-
zoo?
Hear me.
Yeah, the first movie.
Have you ever seen Harry Potter?
Where Dudley goes through the glass at the...
He's boring.
Oh, dude, I have to.
The first movie is so quotable. It's crazy, man.
I'm a what? Can you hear me?
I have to tap into that. I guess I.
Gonna have to learn that one.
It's so good, dude. There's so many. Every time I watch it, I'm like, that. I can't believe I don't quote this every day.
Hey, hit us with the beat.
What beat? This beat?
Yeah. And you got a real ball rush.
And just got a real. He's got a real ball rush, but no, it just got a real ball rush. No.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
Sending 2, start out with the clearly competitive Rubik's Cube thing.
Rubik's Cube.
Next. Calculating.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Is that the
3,
Okay, it's not the hot dog one.
2, 1.
One-handed Rubik's Cube. This starts out, looks at it, and then watch him. He turns away. What? And I just thought that was a funny comparison.
What
That's the person who posted
got
the
it.
video. Yeah.
do you
What?
he just like
He shook it.
You guys are still locked in on the Rubik's Cube. I thought
Of
the joke was
course.
funny.
I mean, because that seemed like witchcraft.
That's insane to me. I don't get. That looks fake. That looks so fake.
dude,
That's
that-
crazy,
that
man.
has to be staged.
Also, they shouldn't be allowed to look at it beforehand.
Well, that's the whole thing. So it's random. You know,
Yeah.
it's jumbled. You can't.
Yeah, but they can look at it and they're already working. Like, so I think it should be just right plain. They should not be able to look at it.
I think there's different types
Yeah.
of competitions where
That makes sense.
But this next one, I've made fun of you guys for, like, I think of the mirror thing where I was talking about the point of reflection or refraction. Make fun of you guys for stuff like that all the time. Here's one for me. Maybe this will
time?
make sense. Maybe not all the time.
Okay.
I have historically. This one makes no sense to me, and maybe you guys will understand it.
All right, ready? 3,
Yep.
2, 1.
Hot dog buns.
How about they slice hot dog
Yes.
buns?
Yes.
Not all the way through, but also keep them connected. Like, how are those two sliced? I don't understand how that works.
I don't know. I mean, there's got to be a way
Yeah,
that
that's a good point.
On-
I
I
no idea.
on the top and the bottom, there's got to be like, I don't know. It's weird.
I can't. I'm like trying to think, and I know my brain kind of went to other problem solve mode because that was really loud. I'll fix that in post. But like, yeah, how do you cut through but not all the way, and they're all connected at the same time?
We just need to watch it how it's made.
I did.
That's what I was just
it
saying.
still doesn't make sense. It's 2 different blades. One of them, like they say, is smaller and goes in from one angle, and then the others. So it's not all cut on the same side. But
Wait,
it sounds
can it go from the bottom or top then?
I don't know if it's like folded and then it has an angle to get in at it.
Because it would make sense if it came in from the butt. end.
Yeah.
How do they make them look like that?
I have no idea, dude.
Because it's not like you can like individually bake a hot dog bun and then put it together. Like it's baked together.
Don't you love that we just we talk about politics, worldwide politics, and all these conspiracies, but then we're like, hot dog buns, how do they do that? How do they do that? All right, check out this video. I don't know necessarily think you need audio, but there's something incredibly interesting about this video that I never even realized until today. See if you could spot it. It's just strange to me.
It's a bunch
So this
of
is
middle-aged men.
JD Vance.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You're my fever. This is my lamb.
Something.
Look at the people.
Is that JD?
That is JD. Mr. Vance himself. I didn't know he was
Wow.
a Bengals fan.
He looks loose there. I like him better. In a
Look at the
suit.
people in the jackets. The Secret Service. Look at their hands.
Their hands?
He's rubbing his thighs.
I missed it.
All of those Secret Service agents are wearing fake hands.
What?
Oh, yeah. That's
I've
a
never
thing.
seen that though.
Yeah, they do it because they keep it on their
Yeah.
gun the whole time.
I see that, but like it's crazy to me. Like all of them have fake
Wait,
hands.
what?
Look at it. Look at all the Secret Service guys.
Which ones are those?
Look at literally everyone in the blue jacket.
Oh, the Blue Jackets.
Look at those hands. Those are fake hands.
That's crazy.
Literally because they're just inside. Their hands are inside holding a gun. The guy even adjusts like he's speaking, but you could tell they're all just fake hands. They're just models. It's crazy to me.
That is crazy.
I mean, it totally makes sense.
We should do that.
Yeah, I just protecting you at conferences everywhere we go. But it's just, you need to do that. But if it's for me, for whenever I need a snack.
It's the hot dog. Crap.
Did you see the AI glasses at church?
Yeah.
Did we talk about this?
Did you see where they went to Church of Scientology?
No.
Oh, that was scary.
Really? Have you seen it?
No, I don't know.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Doesn't need. Once again, it doesn't need.
I sent you guys something, and we don't have to watch it here, but it's just like I saw it last night, and it was like the most incredible thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
I thought it was real.
This video that I sent you, this guy wore AI glasses to church, and it just automatically, like, you has a setting where like you can create art and like it just reads the room and the vibes, frequencies. I don't know how it comes up with all this stuff, but literally that's the vision. The stuff that was coming through his glasses.
Oh.
Super wild. It
That
seems
is
like
wild.
something like on Facebook that like a bunch of old people would be like, look at this, God is real. Like, it's just like, this is confirmation. I don't know. It feels weird,
Yeah.
but you could definitely tell it's like at a church. AI could pick that up, but still super strange.
It's like the Tesla one when they pass a graveyard.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
creepy.
That's terrifying.
You know, people say that like Elon's just pulling a joke and that's why that happens. But then I went through the comments in it and there's a bunch of people saying that literally after a family member passed away, when they would pull into their driveway, there'd be one on the porch. And that never happened until like family member passed away.
I wonder what the technology is like. What does it pick up? It has to be a physical object,
Electric
or is it
signature
something?
of some sort.
Look at the one I just sent you, of the Scientology.
Okay, I'm
church.
watching it. Man, we got to go to a Scientology church, man. Oh no, that's scary.
Whoa, dude.
That's rough.
Yeah, it's like evil.
Dude, what a weird world we're living in. How is this normal now?
I wonder if you give it a prompt though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I wonder
Yeah.
if there is something, but if it's just a natural thing, that's also interesting. We got to get some of those.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Be so dope. We could literally just wear them during the pod. Did you hear about that principal in Florida that got arrested?
The party.
Yeah, yeah.
100 kids, elementary school, middle school, high school. 100 kids were found partying and drinking at her house. Did you hear about that?
No.
A Florida principal.
She's
Literally.
thinking.
Well, I don't know. What are the parents thinking? Apparently, there's elementary school kids there drinking. I'm like, how does this happen? So, a Florida principal. Oh, her name is Elizabeth Hill Brodigan. 100
out.
underage kids. We know you're watching. Were found drinking at her home.
Elementary school kids were drinking
An
at her
open
residence.
house party. Yes.
Wasn't that like
Matching T-shirts, coolers provided at the rest.
Dude,
One
why
of the
didn't-
childs were hospitalized for an alcohol-related medical emergency. Well, I mean,
What-
And she's out walking around. Have you seen people like make approaches like while she's grocery shopping? They're like asking for her side of the story, and she's like running away from interviewers.
is she
Yeah,
just
it's hard to get to say your side to that story because it's
I
just
know,
like,
right?
well,
Where'd
the
she go
100
to
kids
get-
there. and
understand? Listen, hear me out.
It's like
I
They
thought
are
I got lemonade. It turns out it was Mike's Hard Lemonade.
they're fun and they're passing their classes. What's wrong with that? Golly, what a crazy world.
Where'd she get 100 custom T-shirts from?
oh
no, could you imagine?
Not Sunday cool.
They literally just like, we find out we just did this order.
She got them from a local printer.
Open house school party. We're like, we didn't know. We didn't know.
That's funny.
We're accessory after the fact. Dang it.
Speaking of
Yeah.
giving children underage alcohol,
Yeah.
have you guys
Careful.
ever heard of Mount Vodavera in North Russia, better known as Death Mountain?
Death Mountain?
This is probably one of the craziest connections, connecting a lot of stuff that we've talked about on the podcast.
Okay.
Fired up. Let's
Where's
go.
Death Mountain at?
It's in North Russia, right next to Finland.
Of course it is.
And they call it Death Mountain. It's a very ancient, tall mountain, like one of the tallest mountains in the region. But the trees on top of this mountain, everything is dead on the mountain. So all the trees that are on top of this mountain are dead, but it's like they hit a certain height and growth and then died, and literally the tops of them grew twisted towards the ground.
Weird.
Like something is like a force field or
Yeah.
something. But there's no animals that live on this mountain. And the lake that surrounds it is uninhabited, meaning no fish, no wildlife whatsoever.
So there's something in the air or something, right?
Well, it's been a very spiritual place for thousands and thousands of years. So the ancient tribesmen of, what are they called? The Shami, I believe. Yeah, Sami. I'm probably mispronouncing it, but Saami, the Sami tribes.
Yeah.
They have all this folklore of this mountain and that it is multiple things to them. But one thing they say that it's actually a place where these giants used to live.
Of course.
And that it is the tallest mountain to where there's this giant flood that happened on the earth. And these evil giants who they say came from the fallen gods went to this mountain. Some of them went to this mountain to escape the flood. Some of them went into the earth, like in cave systems. But they believe that there's the spirits of these evil giants still roam on this mountain today. And there's just a lot. It's like one of the most unstudied regions of Earth.
Really?
It's like they said it's 50 kilometers away from the nearest town. So there's no road access to it. So you literally have to hike back to go visit this mountain.
Yeah.
But there's this really weird, let me pull up a picture of it real quick.
I was going to say, I want to look at it.
There are 16,000 of these giant boulders, like megalithic boulders that are bouncing on smaller rocks.
Could you imagine hiking 50 kilometers to this pond to only find out there's no fish?
Dang, dude.
You're not getting anything today. Yeah, let me show this one. But these shamans and stuff, they believe that these boulders were placed by the giants, and they act as a portal to another realm, the spiritual realm, they say. So they say that these giants are actually very hard to kill because they could go to these portals and escape into the spiritual realm.
Can you send that to me? Because I don't know how to spell.
Dude, is that what Bigfoot is? Just a hairy giant?
Dude, it makes you think. I mean, because they talk about they were like these giant, grotesque, hairy beings. They said that they're evil. They would eat men. But just the connections of, they believe that these spiritual beings that were, they said that they were cast down to earth because they made the good gods upset, and that they were, the one quote says that they were thrown to the earth like lightning. And
good thing this isn't no parallels for what we've ever talked about.
Right?
It's kind of crazy.
These are ancient Finnish people.
Yeah.
And they had this long understanding of this mountain being a sacred place to where the fallen gods came and created these giants. And even today, they call it Death Mountain because nothing grows there. There's actually a well on this mountain that it clearly looks man-made or made by giants. It's like a perfectly square well. And no scientists have ever done study on it, so they actually don't know how deep the water goes in it.
Oh, interesting. It could literally just be the deepest thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cave system. Whoa.
Ate that.
That's super
But
scary.
even today, there's a lot of weird paranormal stuff that happens. Like a lot of people that go hiking there, they'll just disappear.
Yeah.
And a lot of people report time slippage, and people report seeing strange lights and hearing weird noises constantly on this mountaintop. And so there is some weird stuff happening on this mountain.
I wonder if that's near the Dyatlov Pass.
Oh, yeah.
No, it's pretty far north.
Don't ruin it for me. Come on.
But I mean, it could be just like on one of those like ley line things, you know, like to where like the energy is just, the veil is thinner there. See,
what? Veil.
Ley line.
You lost me.
Talk about ley lines to Corey.
Energetic crossover points where a ton of supernatural anomaly happens, some sort of energetic connection to a different dimension.
Like there's
at a fixed point.
Yeah, throughout the earth, they say there are certain points of the earth where it's just more vulnerable or more accessible. So, yeah, so like the pyramid, there was rumors of like above like the pyramids, there was like this big electromagnetic field or something. I don't know.
They refer to the giants as the Stallo, Stallo. And it said that was just the name of the giants. It says the Stallo were monstrous, dark beings who terrorized humans. Some legends say they were fallen spirits or deformed celestial beings. Dude. They are often deceptive tricksters luring humans into deals or battles. Some myths describe them as eating human souls or kidnapping children.
See, I wouldn't care about any of this if this wasn't like worldwide. Like every culture has a story
of evil giants and
coming from heaven,
celestial beings creating them or in some manner connected to them.
Yeah. And you have all these places that supernatural or really unexplainable things seem to happen.
Yeah, but you know what's funny? You saw the picture with the boulder and stuff, with the rocks. There's 16,000 of those, just like that on this mountain. And scientists say, like, oh, that's because there's an iceberg there once, or a glacier, I mean. And when it melted, it just so happened, it's a crazy coincidence, strange phenomenon, but they just so happen to be bouncing on these rocks.
It's people who don't believe in God believe in the craziest coincidences.
Yeah, ice melted, and there's 16,000 boulders that are perfectly balanced on these small rocks.
Yeah.
Like very blatantly balanced.
Yeah.
Dude, if there were like 2 of them, I'd be like,
yeah, that's cool. That's possible. Maybe.
1 is a coincidence, 2 is not.
16,000? That's a mistake. That's a mistake.
That's not
so
crazy
scary.
though.
That's the thing. When you talk about these places, it just makes me want to go there. All right, like
I
every
do
single
too.
place.
I would like to go there.
I want to go to the Solomon Islands. I want to go to Antarctica. I want to do all these things, and we'll figure out whether we're fight or flight.
Yeah.
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 But it's crazy though, the concept of these ancient people believe that it was literally like, I don't think they had a word for portal, but that these beings could come in and out of this dimension on this mountaintop.
Yeah.
And the fact that these giants escaped the flood on this mountaintop and they went into the hollow earth and into cave systems.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that story is the theme of every culture on earth.
Yeah.
Like the Mayans, they talk about, or not the Mayans, the Aztecs, how these giants to escape the flood, they're the ones that first built those giant pyramids in Mexico, in South America. And it's like, bro, is this the most common theme? And it's like, that's not a coincidence.
No. I mean, it can't be like legitimate. Like if you just look at it, like just in court, if you were to say all this stuff with different verbiage or whatever, and you just laid out the facts, like you'd be like, yeah, obviously there was something behind this.
Yeah.
It doesn't just happen.
The giant and star people stories are as common or maybe even more common than the universal flood stories. So it's like, man, we say that all the time, but if you're going to hold to that, you got to believe the other.
Yeah. They also believe that some of these giants were turned into stones, like as punishment after the flood. When they escaped, they were turned into stone, which it's exactly like Frozen 2, because these people are also reindeer or herds people, like tribes.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, they totally based the story off of Mount Vodavera, whatever, in Frozen 2.
Death Mountain. Dude.
That's weird.
It is super strange, man. Because the people, like, that's the thing. We talk about, it's like so silly, but you have people like Disney who are literally making movies like Brave. You have all these pillars that have ancient meanings. And it's like, we're all talking about it.
Yeah.
But we're just so busy with our everyday lives. We're not even paying attention. Like this could mean so much more than we ever realize.
It's really weird though. I mean, there's not a lot of people that talk about this mountain in Russia. And it's like, it was really hard to find research. I use ChatGPT a lot.
I mean, even on Google, you can't find a lot. It just looks super weird.
Scientists don't go there and study it, which is so weird to me. I would feel like that's the one place we should study.
I know. We feel about that like the Göbekli Tepe. They're like, we're done. We'll leave that for future generations. Are we not in the job of figuring things out or asking questions?
Or like the Congo, why that swamp is 80% unstudied.
Yeah.
Also, what's happening in the Congo?
Oh,
with
chaos.
Yikes.
Because I've heard so many people like talk about it. And I'm like, I don't
know fully. I just heard about the prison break thing. And
so it's a big political
thing. Fire.
I think it's a pretty constant thing in the Congo.
Well, what is it? El Salvador, the prison? Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
The super prison that we've talked about multiple times. Have you seen that?
No.
There's a mega prison that the president or whoever is in charge of El Salvador literally built this mega prison. It's this huge, each like cell is like massive, and they fit hundreds of prisoners in there. The worst crime
MS-13
people,
like gangs,
like just
really
like violent gangs, like gnarly.
You can't break out. It's literally impossible. They keep them there, and they are so. It's just such a clean and open facility. El Salvador has reached out to the U.S. and says we will take any criminals for free. Like, just send them our way. We'll put them in this prison. So he's like single-handedly, like I mean, like no one's gonna be messing with El Salvador at this point because they're like, you guys are being really good guys right now. Like, this is great.
And the guy's like on a spiritual kick too. Like he's like a Christian guy, or he claims to be. I don't know the story well enough to like assert that myself, but that's the claim, and that's why he's trying to.
It is interesting
rebuild the nation.
It's interesting just to see somebody who literally just takes that, like, cool. We're gonna make sure this doesn't happen again, and we are going to build this huge prison. We are going to make sure. I don't know. It's creepy. It's very eerie. Like, because they'll take tourists will come in. They'll give tours of the prison, and it's like the most dangerous people in the world, and they're just behind the bars, and they're just standing there, and they're there for life. I mean, they're just there.
That's like what's the one Geronimo? Not Geronimo.
Guantanamo Bay.
Guantanamo.
Geronimo Bay. Geronimo.
But
Geronimo was a Native American, right?
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the big prison on the island.
I'm saying Geronimo, though. You brought him up.
Alcatraz?
Alcatraz, San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one's pretty wild.
Which one?
What?
I'm confused. Yes, Alcatraz.
Alcatraz is the one by San Francisco. You can see it from the city. It's that island.
That's also a prison?
Yeah. Which is also, have you ever seen The Escape from Alcatraz, the movie? Clint Eastwood.
It's like terrifying. What's the one with Leonardo? Get loose. What's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio?
The Prisoner?
That's it.
Shutter Island?
Yes.
That's
a scary one.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a scary one, dude. And it's made by Martin Scorsese, which like he does not do horror movies. So
it is a horror movie?
Shutter Island?
Yeah.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, please, can I watch this with you?
It's crazy. It's a good movie.
It's one of the best movies.
I don't like scary movies. Like that was an okay one.
Like I feel like I don't like scary movies. Like when it's like,
but there's such a deeper level of the whole movie.
Like afterlife, spiritual. Like I don't like those scary movies.
No, this one you will love. I'm telling you,
it's like a psychological
thriller.
Don't let anyone spoil it for you. Don't look up anything about it. It's so good.
Oh, I could promise you I won't.
Yeah, that's so good. I love that movie.
Better watch it quick.
Yep.
No,
you're gonna be coming back here, dude. You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
People are gonna be ticked if you don't.
Yeah.
Josh is never gonna let me in this room again.
Well, no, but we can figure it out. We can, whenever he's not here, we can sneak in.
Okay.
Speaking of sneaking in,
yeah.
I watched that full interview with Jake Barber on Jesse Michaels' podcast, The American Alchemy.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy. It was crazier than the News Nation one. Like they got into it a little more.
Okay.
They started talking about how these beings, entities, whatever they're, how they
retrieval program.
No,
I almost made that joke.
But they latch on to people. So we talked about the scenarios with like people that go to like Skinwalker Ranch.
Mm-hmm.
How after they leave, whatever creepy thing that there is, it seems to just follow them.
Imprint or something like that.
Yeah, like imprint. But Jake Barber talked about the whistleblower who was part of the retrieval program. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, that's happened to me. He said, but it's a good thing that's followed us. And he's like, in fact, we call it, what do they call it? The angel that appears above their house quite often. He said our neighbors have seen it, and he's like, it's like this blue orb-like thing, but he says it clearly looks like it has wings, like it's like, but like almost like butterfly wings.
Yeah.
And Jesse Michaels was like, that sounds a lot like the seraphim.
Yep.
From scripture, to where it was just like it was the 4 wings and then 2 wings covering itself, so 6 wings total. But he's like, yeah, he's like, it just seems to be over our house constantly. And he's like, when my son sees it, he starts like crying out of like joy, and just like this is here to like protect us.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, that.
I don't know.
What do you
about
mean?
that? Yeah,
That's wild. I mean, I saw this guy. He was doing something out on his farm, and they were doing like a 3D scan of like just this area.
Yeah.
And yeah, they go back and no joke, literally the same thing, like kind of just the shape of what we say, like, you know, an angel, literally floating above him or right next to him or something. And you see all the scans, the real pictures, nothing's there, but then like it just completely like scans it out and centers it out. It's so weird, man.
Yeah. It's just a bunch of weird stuff. Like he was even saying, like, it was towards the end of the podcast, but he's like, anyone can do it. Just go outside, and he's like, and just pray to see something.
Yeah.
Or think it. And that's a very common thing of just like people like connecting consciousness to whatever is out there.
Yeah.
Angels, fallen angels, demons, whatever they are. There's a weird connection. I mean, the only thing I can think of is when I was a kid in high school, when I was like in the yard and I was like just looking at the stars and I prayed like, God, I just want to see a sign from you. And sure enough, there was what I called a star at the time, but it seems more like these orbs people were seeing just started moving. I started freaking out. I said, oh, make it disappear. And it was gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, can you do it one more time? And sure enough, it was.
He says, sure thing, Doubting Thomas.
I know. But then.
It's me and Andy. Time travel gets invented in a few years.
But then the thing in Tennessee, it was just like I could feel it mentally. Like I felt an uneasement before I even realized that thing was there.
Yeah.
It was weird, man. I don't get it.
There's something, I think we underestimate just how much power we have in just asking and like seeking, you shall find. Knock and the door will be open. Like it goes both ways though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like when you like encounter a black-eyed children, like don't invite them in the house, you know? But like when you meet Jesus, like there's other things that we can ask to have, you know, in our life because he promises us and we just, I don't know. I think we underestimate all of it.
That was my one advice. Him saying that it's like, don't just pray to see these things. Cause it's like we really don't know if it's what is appearing is a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
So like you can pray, but like, I would just say pray to see God's glory, you know, like just something like that. Don't be like, God, I want to see an entity.
Yeah.
It's like
everything ends with in your will, not mine.
Yeah.
Like that's it. Like ask for whatever you want. Desire to do whatever you want, but as long as it like you end with God, but your plan first, not mine.
Yeah. And don't forget Lucifer masquerades as an angel of light. So
and he know the scripture.
He know it.
Dude, I heard a quote that literally just like convicted me so hard. They're like, you know what? Reading the Bible and not doing what it says is and believing in God, reading the Bible and not doing what he says is exactly what Satan does. I'm like, ouch. That stinks. Dang, man. I'll go to church. Okay.
Oh, man.
Nah, dude, they're really bombing me out, dude.
Dude, I have two stories, but I feel like I should save them.
Okay.
For Patreon.
All right.
But I want to talk about the black-eyed children too.
My goal
on
is
Patreon?
Whenever.
Okay.
I just have like because I just heard one story and it just scares me so much, dude.
We didn't talk about. I mean, we got a little time. Do you mean to talk about eugenics a little bit?
Let's do it.
Eugenics.
Eugenics. You know what it is?
Eugenics. No.
Your genetics, me genetics.
I said last time we would talk about it. I just found one part really crazy. I watched this documentary on YouTube. It was put on by PBS called the Eugenics Crusade.
Okay.
And it's the most disappointing thing. It's just so disappointing. And like, especially for American history, it's like, oh, this is rough.
Yeah.
But basically what we describe as people with autism or neurodivergence at all, they were clumped all into one thing called feeble-mindedness. And they believe that it was a form of evolution of if there was someone that was feeble-mindedness somewhere in your lineage, that it was going to be passed down to you. So the whole point of eugenics was to study to create basically the perfect human. And what that entailed was laws that were passed, things that were done that were absolutely atrocious in the United States. One being the Supreme Court passed state mandatory sterilization. So if you were deemed feeble-minded, like, and that could apply to morality as well.
Yeah.
So if you weren't like a moral person, if you were a criminal or a prostitute, you were considered feeble-minded.
That's a mark on your...
You could be put in a mental hospital and then be forced sterilized. psycho.
That's crazy. So this is recent. Like this isn't like
Yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah, this is in the 1920s, 1930s.
Good Lord.
But this is what is freaky because so total when the Supreme Court passed the forced sterilization, there was, how many was it? It's like 60,000 people in the United States were forced sterilized. And that's actually where the term moron came from. So they had this chart of a grade of feeble-mindedness, and it started off with idiot, which is the mentality of a 3-year-old. We're under low-grade imbecile, which is the mentality of a 4 to 5-year-old, medium imbecile, 6 to 8, high-grade imbecile, 8 to 10, and then moron, 10 to 12 years old. So they
These
literally
are government terms.
Yes, this is what the eugenics movement put on this term. So moron it comes from morality. So like if you weren't a middle class, they even thought if you were poor, you were considered feeble-minded. And so it basically just became this incredibly racist movement.
Yeah.
To where it's like, basically, if you're not this fit race, then you're feeble-minded, you're dumb, and you're actually ruining our society.
Sounds so like Aryan. Like
that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
So there's this man who, what's his name? Madison Grant, who's a very wealthy lawyer in the United States. And he actually was part of saving the redwoods from going extinct. Like he put out like whatever.
Cool.
So that was good, right?
Yeah.
He's also a racist.
Oh no.
But he was just this rich dude who was so in love with the eugenics movement. And he was seeing at this time all these immigrants coming into the US, and he's like, they're gonna breed us out. They're gonna breed out the white man, basically. And he said that the race, the perfect race, was the Nordic race. Blonde hair, blue eye. And he's like,
sounding familiar.
When we get all these
know, right?
Irish and Italian and African and Middle Eastern immigrants coming in, he said, we're literally, the Nordic race is going to cease to exist. And so he wrote a book called The Passing of the Great Race. This dude was not a scientist at all.
Yeah.
Just a jerk. But guess what? When Hitler was sent to prison and he wrote Mein Kampf, guess what his favorite book was in prison that he read?
Oh, no.
The Passing of the Great Race.
You're kidding me.
And so he wrote a fan letter to Madison Grant.
No way.
Refer to The Passing of the Great Race as his Bible. And then guess what happened in Nazi Germany?
Golly, dude.
The extinction of all these
what
people.
happened?
So they actually took the ideals of the Supreme Court ruling of forced sterilization, applied it to Nazi Germany, forced sterilized 400,000 people in Nazi Germany, eradicated, killed millions of people. All, I'm saying, it started with this book, The Passing of the Great Race.
Yeah.
Written by Madison Grant in the United States during the eugenics movement.
That's wild.
That's
man.
insane.
Yeah. This idea had not applied to Nazi Germany fully until Hitler read this book, The Passing of the Great Race. And then when he got out of prison, that's when he started his whole campaign and then rose to power.
Yeah. If art isn't going to work out, then he's got that. Golly, man.
But there's a crazy story from this. This is a crazy story from the eugenics crusade thing.
Hit me.
There's this lady, her name was Ann Cooper Hewitt, and she went into the hospital. She was a young lady, went into the hospital because she was having appendicitis. So her appendix was exploding. And while she was put under, her mother went to the surgeons and said, my daughter is feeble-minded, sterilize her. And so she woke up, her appendix was gone, and her ovaries were gone.
Dude.
And she ended up suing her mother and the two surgeons because here's the kicker. Her father had just died, left this large inheritance to her on the terms or conditions that if she had a child, she would get the inheritance.
Bro.
And so the mother, while she was down, said, my daughter is feeble-minded. They actually did a test while she was in the waiting room. It was basically where the IQ test was formed from, was to find out if you're feeble-minded. So when she's in pain, her appendix is exploding. They're like, what's the longest river in the United States? And they're asking, how many stars are on the flag? And she's like, and
Just
screaming in pain.
You can't hear the
like,
question.
why are you asking me this stuff? She actually scored pretty high, but scored at the level of moron.
Yeah.
So like, oh yeah, she is feeble-minded. So we'll take her. We'll sterilize her.
That is disgusting.
Yeah.
Dude, how do you live after that?
Well,
how do you move on?
The mother, when the court case was about to happen, she fled to Europe. And then I actually looked, I'm like, ChatGPT said, and then she died a couple years later under relatively obscure circumstances. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And basically it comes down to, it sounds like the mother faked her death just to get away from being persecuted.
Golly, man.
That's insane.
Did she get the money? The mom get the money?
No, the daughter did.
But like I thought she had to have a kid, right?
I think with the certain...
It worked, the law. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Golly, dude, that's nuts.
But people weaponize this so much. Like this, just calling it, brush it off as feeble-mindedness.
Yeah.
But the turning point for the eugenics movement of why it started to lose power was, like I said, of how they really base it off of social class. So if you were poor, whatever, you were clumped into like, well, they probably had someone feeble-minded in their lineage. Then the Great Depression hit, and all these wealthy people now are poor, and they're like, wait a second, we're not feeble-minded.
Yeah.
So it doesn't have to do with being poor. It doesn't have to do with your race or whatever.
Yeah, it's just picking and choosing.
And so they literally just like, yeah, let's stop doing it.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah.
Now they just do the test on how are you smarter than a fifth grader?
Yeah.
If you lose that show, you're gone. I want to take the test. Can you find the written test? I want to. We'll take it right on the pod.
Would be imbecile, all of us.
Also, what a terrible just names to call like 3-year-olds.
That's
6-year-olds.
what I was thinking.
Like,
Like
it's
a
like
12-year-old. Like if you're 12, it is impossible for you to be better than a moron.
I say this whole eugenics thing to get to my conspiracy part.
Yeah, hit me. What is it?
This is the freakiest part, in my opinion.
Okay.
So, if you know anything about fertility rates, they are dropping. And they haven't officially started accounting for or studying fertility rates since the late 70s. So it's hard to determine what they were like before.
Mm-hmm.
But since the 70s, fertility rates have been dropping. On Operation Paperclip, where we brought over Nazi scientists into the United States, there was a handful of them that were eugenics scientists. Forced sterilization through different methods. And my thought is there something in our system now, whether it be stuff they put in our food, atmosphere, that is, in a sense, forcing forced sterilization?
Yeah.
They've proven hormone disruption from the plastics in water bottles.
That and like Teflon and just all this stuff. It's just like
the seed oil stuff too.
That's just what
that Teflon stuff scares me.
Yeah.
But that's, dude, I mean, I don't know, not everyone's watched it, but if you haven't seen Silo on Apple TV, it's phenomenal. It's pretty clean, and it's an absolutely, like, there's so many parallels because they have this whole system where basically all of humanity as they know it lives 5,000 people, 10,000 people live inside this just cylinder silo. And there's people, women who are trying to get pregnant, and they have this device put in them, and until you're ready, they'll take the device out, then you can have a baby. What they don't know is they're actually just not removing that at all. They're going through the process or pretending, yes, you can have kids now. And then they try and they can't do it.
Really?
I mean, is that not possible of what's happening? You know, slowing down certain. I mean,
I saw.
I guess I don't see the longer objective.
Why would the CIA bring over scientists that were studying and enforcing eugenics, sterilization, and whatnot? Why were those the scientists that were brought over during Operation Paperclip?
Yeah. And see,
like, I mean, part of it was because the U.S. was really behind eugenics at the time.
Now, I don't know if we've actually gone in depth in Project Paperclip, but like, what's the difference between us, like kind of like being, what is it? Whenever you become a traitor to your own country, what is that called?
Treason.
Treason. How is that not treason? Like government, like using.
I mean, it is.
Like they were known Nazi scientists, and we just brought them here to push our society forward. Seems strange.
I'm telling you, I have this whole theory that the U.S. wasn't actually against the Nazi regime, but they kind of were forced to because They're going to lose more power because the Nazis were taking over more territories and countries. That's when they deemed them as the bad guys.
They were real late to the game.
Yeah, real late.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Winston Churchill basically begged.
Yeah.
What was his face?
Woodrow?
Roosevelt.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Oh, yeah. FDR.
Yeah. It's super strange. I know there's such
It's creepy,
stuff,
man. Yeah, they're responsible for our space program, us getting to space. Like, we wouldn't have gotten to space without Nazi scientists.
Really?
Yeah. It was Werner von Braun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who was the director of NASA. He was a Nazi rocket scientist. Brought over from Nazi Germany, placed the head of NASA, and then we went to the moon.
Good friends with Disney.
Yeah. He also wrote a book about going and inhabiting Mars. And the first guy to inhabit Mars his name was Elon.
No way.
Nuh-uh.
Dead serious.
What is happening? I don't like this. We got the Trump being a time traveler. We've got this stuff. We got Elon in the news for whatever the flip he's doing. Dude, I don't
made
get
someone
it, man.
nervous with that long flip.
Golly. Dude.
Anyways, let's talk more about this on Patreon.
Yes.
I'm fired up now.
This is what I got. This is what I got.
Go.
I'm going to tell you a story about Skinwalkers. It's going to freak you out.
Boy.
And then our friends Kyle and Cameron with Expanded Perspectives, I'm going to plagiarize one of their stories about another Skinwalker that someone actually saw from a distance.
And then we can talk about the Black-Eyed Children because those kind of go hand in hand.
All right, let's do it.
All right, guys. Make sure to go to SundayCool.com if you need any custom apparel. Sunday Cool swag if you want ninja apparel. Subscribe to our YouTube because it really helps. Comment, like, review us on podcasts, Apple, Spotify. Dang, I had to go.
Do all these things. It's all right. And go to patreon.com/ninjas or butterflies because we're going to continue this conversation. We're going to talk more. You get discount codes, a lot more behind the scenes footage. And it's a great time.
Extra
and you can see more
episode
Corey.
a week.
Yep. Extra episode every week. We got Corey back to back, baby.
It's getting longer, too. Started out in that like 25 range. And
started from the bottom, now we're here.
People are loving it, dude. People are loving it.
And congratulations to the Super Bowl winner as well.
Yes. Who do you think won?
Chiefs.
Chiefs? I hope they didn't. I love the Chiefs.
It's a rigged system.
But it seems so rigged.
And it's crazy what did happen in the Super Bowl.
Dude, because you remember when they came out and then
I
like
can't believe
the
he did
one,
that.
Yeah.
The halftime show.
That was wild.
Well, but more than that crazy thing that happened.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later, though.
Yeah, we can't really get into it right now.
Yeah. All right. Love you, Corey. Love you guys.
Love you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Did I say ninja? I meant butterfly. The butterfly is no doubt one of God's most beautiful creations. I said empty your mind.
You learn martial arts!
Ninjas attack!
I miss him already.
Eugenics?
Would you call me? Eugenics.
Eugenics are bad.
Plane crashes are real.
Aliens are here.
How's it make you feel?
I don't know, but what I do know is that I miss Corey already.
I want him near me, talking in the mic, talking about conspiracy.
Like going to Russia,
Death Mountain,
and finding what's going on there.
Is there a giant in ancient history, or is it just Mr. Corey?
Don't know, but I miss him already.
I'm gonna miss him badly.
I'm gonna miss Corey all day.
All day and every night.
Corey, why'd you go? Why'd you break our hearts, Corey?
Corey got a fart, something in my belly.
Corey. Corey.
Where'd you go?
Bye, Corey.
Not being biased, those might be the two greatest songs you guys have ever written.